welcome to this fine evening show right here on Y254. My name is Aguko. This is Power Talk. It's a pleasure being with you today on this fine Thursday evening. How has your day been? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for tuning in to your number one news station. This is Y254 TV, as I mentioned earlier. And of course, we are broadcasting live from the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation here in Nairobi, Kenya. We are also streaming live through our website, and that is at www.kbc.co.ke/Y254, where you can be able to watch us from wherever you may be on the go right here. And of course, this fine evening, we want to talk about matters concerning men. In a previous show, we talked about the role of a woman in a relationship. Tonight, what about the role of a man? Let's talk about the role of a man in a successful marriage. Do men play key roles when it comes to keeping a marriage, to ensuring that it succeeds? Do they also play a role in its failure? What about matters concerning cultural beliefs? A man is a provider. Yes. Do we put a full stop there, or should that sentence continue? Tonight, let's talk about this particular issue here, the role of a man in a successful marriage. And to help us in this discussion, to my far right, I am with none other than Apostle Prince Isaac Makzaki. He is the lead pastor at the RWEMI Church in Ruiru. Karibu sana, Apostle.
Thank you so much.
And next to him, you can see Esther Hanga Odwor, who is a minister, a counselor, a psychologist, and a humanitarian worker. Karibu sana, Esther.
Thank you so much.
How are you both feeling? Mko salama?
Yeah,
We are feeling
very fine.
super gorgeous.
Yeah.
Super gorgeous. I think you'll have to put yours a bit closer to. Thank you so much for coming. And of course, I welcome your feedback from home, from wherever you are tuned in from, right here on Power Talk. We value feedback. Remember to plug in on our social media platform. Head over to our Facebook page and drop in your comments on the picture that you will see of the three of us. Drop in your comments on the comment section below. Feel free to let us know where you're watching us from. And of course, I shall sample your feedback a bit later on during this evening, not morning, evening discussion. I'm used to morning shows, my goodness. During this evening discussion, and right here on Power Talk, we shall be able to sample your feedback a bit later on. Somebody commented on one post. I will not start the show before saying this. Someone posted and said that Badram is divorced. I am not divorced. Let me put it clear. I am not divorced. Wherever you got that information, you are highly misled. All right? But it's very important to for me to start with ladies first, Esther.
Yeah.
When it comes to a successful marriage,
Yes, please.
one thing that I love is that both of you are married. So I'm having a discussion with the right people here.
Yeah.
Esther.
Yes, please.
Now, many people talk about how men should be men are the head of the family. Yeah. And that's very true. As the head of the family,
Yes.
if a marriage breaks, is it right to blanketly say that the man ought to have led the family to the right way, in the right direction, in order to lead that marriage not to end up in a divorce? Is it right to say so?
Yeah, I think it's right to say so, having some factors to consider. You see, the man is the vision bearer. First of all, I'm so grateful for having me here tonight. So the man, being the vision bearer of this household, you're expected to be the person that is in charge of ensuring the continuity of this household.
Okay.
And I would support this with the scriptural aspect of it, where the Bible is talking in Ephesians 5:25, going all the way to 33. It will highlight so much that the man should love the wife as the Christ loved the church. This love, the love of Christ to the church, is the agape love. It's the love beyond the boundaries. So that the man is expected to love this wife in despite, because when you're talking about the marriage, now we're having these two parties, a man and a woman, coming together in this union of marriage. And therefore, the continuity is so much in the hand of the man, because the man has been bestowed with the authority and the power to ensure that there's continuity and there's progress.
So
the
if,
vision,
if a marriage fails, so you're
Yes.
saying that the man had
of
a
course,
key role in ensuring it doesn't fail.
we all have a part to play. Also, even as a woman has the part to play. But a woman, main part of it is to reciprocate the love that is coming from the man as the head of the home.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Apostle Prince, do you agree with what she's saying as you give your introductory remark on what the role of a man is in a successful marriage?
I agree with what my sister is saying. I just want to add a little bit. Marriage is, as we are talking about it not only on a Christian aspect, but we are talking about it on a universal aspect. And so, putting the Bible or not the Bible, a man is the pillar that holds the house together. And so if the man is not a man enough, has not manned up and has not styled up as a man, then the marriage can likely fall. But it can only fall also if the woman, as she has said, cannot reciprocate what the man has given. But in some extent, there are men who give the wrong thing. You invest in a wrong way to a wife, because whatever you give your wife, she will give it back to you, packed together, pressed down, running over. If you give her stress, she will give you a home of quarrel, because she will come with it as a package of pressed down, shaken together, and running over.
Yeah.
And if you give her, like for example, you give her a sperm, you'll expect she'll give you a child. If you give her money, you'll expect to have a home. If you give her love, you will expect to have a kingdom of your own, and you will be a king in your own kingdom. So whatever you give your wife is totally...
You get back.
You will get
tenfold.
it back. Tenfold, 100-fold, you know. Why? Because the husband is the one that sees where the marriage, or how the marriage, or what the marriage is supposed to be having, going, and being. So if the man is not seeing that, then the woman cannot play the role of a man.
So the both of you are saying, and I want to get it clear, the both of you are saying that if a marriage fails, the first person that should be put on question is the man.
Definitely.
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 Isn't that a lot of pressure for the man? What about the woman? Is not that a lot of pressure to the men that are watching us today?
The pressure is important for a man to man up. It's very important, because if the man, you know, there is a scripture that says, "Who unto you if your king is a kid?" If your king is a kid. Why? Because whatever they will be doing will be childish. Paul says, when I was a child, I did like a child.
So even if the woman did something wrong, let's say the woman cheated, you will still blame it on the man. Let's say the woman did something wrong.
The woman has cheated because the man is not playing his role.
Can I say something? I think when we are approaching this topic, we need to have a kind of a wide view. Like, first of all, we need to look at or ask ourselves, okay, where do we define these roles from? Where did they originate from? Then look at it in the aspect of, like, we have the traditional perspective of the role of a man in the marriage. We also have the modern perspective, and we also have now the biblical approach of it. So when you look at it in the wholesome way, then you can find why the pressure is there. When you look at the traditional aspect, the man was expected to be the head. He was the decision maker. He was the disciplinarian. He was the one who was expected to ensure there's continuity in terms of procreation of this household. He was expected to go and fend for the family. The woman was to stay home and take care of the children. But now you come to the modern society, when you look at now the aspect, the role of the man now in the current society, you find that now roles have kind of been revised. And why? Because the woman who was also the mother is currently in the employment scene, is currently working along with the man. So therefore, we have to, this role have to be considered in an aspect to ensure that there's coherency and the continuity and to ensure success of the marriage. And so this one may bring us to a point of sharing roles. And the shared roles does also mean that now the man and the woman are the same. They are still different, but to ensure that we work together, to ensure the success of the marriage, the man has that part to play to ensure that he can support in one way or the other on certain roles which were traditionally not bestowed upon the...
But you're saying regardless of the times,
Yes.
you're saying regardless of all those distinctions, you're still saying that if as a relationship fails, it is it's on the head of the man.
Very true.
Okay.
I can just deviate kidogo.
Briefly, yes.
It is not totally on the man. Most of the marriages fail because you married the wrong person. And this is a very, what can I say? It's one of the worst places a man would ever want to find himself in, because there is no man who takes the step of going all through the process to marry a woman and then end up the marriage breaks.
But you're saying because the man is the head,
The man
he
is
ended up marrying the wrong person. He is the head.
Yeah.
He made the mistake.
No.
That's what you're saying.
Wait, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can marry somebody who has sugar-coated herself or gold-coated herself, and you thought that this was the wife. And then there, trouble comes in.
But now you're married.
And now you're married.
Do you play a role in ensuring your marriage to this wrong person is successful? Yes.
I think I tend to deviate with Apostle Kidogo in the aspect that the element of the fact that he's saying that if the marriage might fail also because of the wrong angle or the wrong woman.
Yeah, he's saying that in some cases, marriages may fail because you got married to the wrong person.
To the wrong person. You see, he had already said that a woman reciprocates. And I want to make a statement that there is no woman who can resist true love. Even a mad one.
Women.
Will reciprocate. To true love.
Women, camera lady, ni kweli?
There's no woman who can resist unconditional true love. Even a mad woman. So, and I want to bring the point in the angle of the Bible. Look at the story of Hosea and Gomer. This God told Hosea was an apostle, a prophet. He's preaching the word, full of the God, mighty man of valor, you know. And then now God tells him, you know what? I want you to go and pick a prostitute. Go take a prostitute. He didn't even specify in that aspect. So Hosea went ahead, picked a prostitute, and he had this prostitute. This woman was used to going out and having a good time with the men. But then God expected Hosea to have this woman and make her the wife and make the marriage successful. And that's happened. And God said that this is the element God wanted to present, that the Israelites have been my people, but they kept deviating. But I want to show them my love through this my prophet Hosea, to show this woman unconditional love. Yes, he kept running. She kept running away. She kept running, and God kept commanding Hosea, go back, pick her, bring her back. And she's siring her children, and she goes away, you know, go back, buy her gifts, and bring her back. And it showed that the final love of God, the faithfulness of God, the unconditional love of God is able to change even a harlot to become the Proverbs 31 woman.
I agree with you. And just to add on that is that a man should not only leave the marriage to break, should follow up and persist and insist and make that marriage work.
But so if you got married to the wrong person, ensure that it works now that you're married.
Like the one for Hosea, like for example, like the one for the Hosea, I cannot put it in our current age. was for marriage. Why? Because that one was a picture of, it was a symbol, it was a figurative something that was showing something.
For Hosea's issue, it was a divine calling.
Yeah, it was a calling that was showing something more deeper than marriage. But now, when it comes to, now this is husband married to a wrong wife, or a wife married to a wrong husband, and the husband is there, the husband must play the role. Fight for it until it comes. Why? Because it is only until, like the way I said here some other days ago, ni kama ile ndengu ambayo haiwezi iva hata ukipatia moto aina gani, unless the woman becomes like that. But when a man persists in love and shows this person love, true love, not agape love, because agape you can give to anybody else. This is it filial or whatever, that personal husband to wife.
That eros.
Eros, you know, that erotic kind of, that one, you cannot do it. Like to others like agape, unless you are with your wife.
So I love what Esther, you said something that no woman can resist love, even a mad one. All right, let's dissect this discussion, this conversation. I want us to hit some of the things that people are struggling with. Today we are talking to men. First things first, let's talk about responsibility, and then we'll tackle other things. First, some women say that it is between a man and a woman, he who should be responsible between them. He who should be more responsible than the other is the man. But the truth is, some men have no idea about what their role is in a marriage. Yeah. That is the truth. Yeah. So so when you talk about responsibility, how can you ensure that a man is responsible? And this one goes to you, Prince. We talk about responsibility. How can you ensure that a man is responsible? But put into consideration that there are men who say responsibility is two-way. Be responsible in this relationship as I am responsible in this relationship. Who is responsible in terms of taking care of this and that and that? Responsibility. Address that.
Responsibility is a product of accountability. It is a product. When you are accountable to somebody, you will be responsible. But now, it comes to the point whereby, how was this man raised up? Who is mentoring this man? Before they got into marriage, who was advising this man? Because you cannot just come from nowhere and just get into marriage and you're comfortable there without being raised up, mentored up, and nurtured in a form or in a nature of a man.
Now, Prince, there's some women that are complaining. When I say my husband is not a responsible man. He's not a responsible man. So who is it to blame? You cannot blame the background here because you're married to the guy. What do you do?
When the man is not responsible, as a woman, you chip in, you come in, put a discussion with this person. You are now no longer two, you are now one. When we are coming now to the Christian aspect, you are now no longer two. Now, when it comes to two is where the blame game comes in. Because you are there putting the other person on spot.
All right.
You are there looking at the weaknesses, what they are doing, which is not okay, so that you may raise a finger. But now when you are one, and surely you are in love, you are both responsible for each other. Why? Because you are one body. One body means one soul, one spirit, one mind. So their responsibility is both of you, not two of us. It is me. If it is me, it is me, you.
Who should address it?
The man should bring it down. It is like it comes from the head going down to the beards and to the body. So it comes from the head, which is the man. And so the man brings it out to the family. And then the family now, they respond to the responsibility of the man.
Esther, let me come to you. There are some men that are not responsible.
Yeah.
Not responsible at all.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
Yeah, I think I think
You're putting it there.
Yeah, he's putting it there. But I appreciate that element, the aspect, that aspect part, and I would support the fact that you say that there's a lot of pressure on the boy child, and which is very true. I think there was so much concentration on the girl child, and mentorship and care, so that there's a guide, kind of there's a way out, there's how you can follow. Now for the boy child, I would say still the responsibility is with the man. And all I would say is, before this man entered the institution of marriage, this guy had something that he had, that's why he wanted this woman or this lady besides him. So this vision, maybe in the course of this life, maybe because of the pressures of here, and the pressures do come, maybe unemployment, increased cost of living. There is so much going on around the society, so that the men sometimes become disoriented. So there is where now the part of the woman now comes in as the supporter, the helper, that our Rev had already said, that the helper that I am. When I come in now, I'll be able to support this man in a way to bring him back to the vision. But still he remains the visionary man, unless he chooses to be rebellious, unless he chooses not to hold onto the vision that he should bear and as a leadership of that household.
So if a man is not a responsible person, it is the role of the woman to bring this man into becoming a new person who is a responsible.
I also support the idea of the mentorship. There's also need for mentorship, so that the man can draw from the people who have made it.
Who used to mentor him?
Who used to mentor? The question is, you see, when it comes to responsibility, man of God, it is not that men are not responsible. They are responsible. Talk to them. I've done a lot of this counseling. You talk to a man, he really wants a good home. He really wants to be this. He wants to be this, this kind of a king man and doing 1, 2, 3, 4. They all want that. But now they come to a place where they have nobody to look up to. They are dying from inside. And the men, when they are dying from inside, they cannot release the potential that is within them. But when they find a woman who can really understand them, who can really know them, who can really just reciprocate respect to them, because a man's responsibility is brought alive when there is respect given to him from the woman, and the submission given to him from the woman. That man, oh my goodness.
Prince, you're saying, do you know what I'm getting from this discussion? If the man is not responsible, it is upon the woman to ensure that this man gets a sense of responsibility.
No, what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
What you're saying, the thing is, if the man is not responsible, it means both the woman and the man have failed. Why? Because here we are not addressing two people. We are addressing one person. And this one person,
which is the man and the wife.
Which is the man and the wife, who are one. They are now one. They are now not two.
Who takes the lead in ensuring this man is responsible? The woman.
Who takes...
Call a spade, my brother. Yes, Esther.
You want to put us in a corner.
Yes, Esther.
As I said earlier, we are going to look at different approaches to this topic. You see, in the society, the man is looking up to so many people. We have the society, we have the church, we have the corporate world, we have the wife here besides him. This responsibility is coming from this wholesome. And a man there should be a mentor. Every person should have a mentor that you're looking up to.
Let me ask you,
that
Esther.
you draw also insights from.
Let me ask you, Esther.
Yes, please.
We always teach women.
Yes.
How to be a good wife is like so.
Yeah.
Who teaches men how to be a good husbands, how to be responsible husbands? Are they taught? Are men taught how to be good boyfriends and responsible husbands?
That is
You're talking about mentorship
and
responsibility.
Yes, that is why I started by who is mentoring this person? Who is training this person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is this person listening to?
Yeah.
I always have this quote that I always love so much. Whoever instructs you has the power to construct you or destruct you. So if the person who is mentoring you, and you're listening to this person and you're following this person, and this person's morals, character, conduct, and integrity are good, I'm telling you, you become what they are.
All right.
So if the men and that is a problem. The problem is here. Most of the men feel like me, myself syndrome, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to issues of marriage, when it comes to issues of having a good, successful marriage, there is nobody who is a superman. There is, especially for the men, there is no superman. You need somebody.
Let me get this straight here now. I want us to be specific on this. Specificity is what I want here.
Okay.
Who mentioned some of these people? There is a lady watching me today, and she feels my man needs to be more responsible. Who should we refer this lady to that can help her in terms of mentorship to this husband?
I think I would say that when we define or when we are talking about a successful marriage, it means that there are successful marriages out there. You can't come up with something that is not there. So that you make a comparison that there are successful marriages and there are those that have failed. So out of these successful marriages, can we draw lessons? Can we draw lessons that we can learn, that we can make us also, that can also make us successful? So it brings us back. That's why I say that, where do we draw these roles from? Where do we derive this role from? And I brought the traditional, the modern, and now the biblical aspect of it. The biblical aspect of it instruct the man to lead the wife as Christ led the church, and as Christ is leading the church. To mean that this kind of a man draws lessons, draws ideas, draws inspirations from the Holy Spirit, God himself, the author and the creator of the man himself.
Who should a woman refer this man to that will be able to mentor him?
Now,
spiritual mentor,
yes.
Like a pastor. You're saying a pastor?
The best couple, a person that this man listens to. He has also to be somebody that when he commands, the man is able to listen to.
All right.
So those people are very important. A pastor, mentor, or a friend.
Or a friend.
Who is very close to this person. Those are very people who are very key to a man, because you can take this man to another man who this man does not even respect, and they will close up.
I want us to take a short break. And then after this, we will talk about providence, the provider. We're saying the role of a man is to become a provider. We will talk about what about men who just do not have ideas. Ukimuuliza tufanye vipi, yeye hajui. Tufanye biashara gani, hajui.
Mungu anajua.
And this woman is wondering, where should this marriage end if this man does not have any business? Hana mbele wala nyuma. The role of a man in a successful relationship or a successful marriage. Let's take that break. Will be back, but keep engaging with us on our social media platforms. That's on Facebook, and we shall sample your feedback after this break. Keep it Power Talk. Welcome back. This is still Power Talk, and of course, I don't know if are the feedback, the Facebook comments are ready. Timothy, they're ready. All right. So we want to take a look at your your Facebook comments right there on our Facebook platform. That's at Y254 channel. And of course, feel free to let us know where you're watching us from. I'm already seeing comments there through my phone. And some people are sending me, of course, through my inbox. I shall sample your feedback a bit later on. But this is all about matters concerning what is the role of a man in a successful marriage. Today I'm with the Apostle Prince here, joining me, and Esther Hengaudor. Karibuni sana, and thank you so much for being with us on this show. Before we took that break, we were talking about responsibility.
Yes.
I want us to shift gears. Now, when I'm sure about this, I am sure if you go to the comments that will be on Facebook, one keyword that will be there, providence. that a man is to be a provider.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. The role of a man in terms of being a provider. Well, I'm drawn into wondering, what if a man cannot provide? What if a man is not employed, doesn't have a job, doesn't have the ability to bring food to the table? Then what will be this person's role? What is the problem here? There are women who complain that huyu mwanamume haleti kitu kwa meza, kazi yake ni kungoja mimi nilete. And they are wanavurugana sana.
Yeah.
Esther, talk about that.
Thank you so much for for that question. I'll let you have it.
To Prince.
Yeah, I would.
We'll come to you.
Yes. So I'm bringing the perspective, as I say, that looking at it in the different perspective and in the modern aspect of it, whereby now the roles have been revised. And why? Because now the mother is found in the employment scene, is found in the working environment. In fact, statistics now is showing it that 38% of women now are earning more than their men or their husbands. And also we have also a percentage that's talking about 70% of the working mothers, they are full-time employees. So this one you find that now there is not going to be the full-time woman at home, so that who is going to sit and wait for the man to bring the provision, to bring all the needs of this household. So with this in place, then it means, yes, life has become so difficult. The living standards have gone high. And therefore, it means that the roles are now going to be combined. And this is a situation whereby if the man has reached a point whereby he is not going to be economically able to provide for this family, then the woman is in a position to step in. And that's why I said now there's need for coherency in this role. There's going to be a coherency in the roles in the aspect that a man now is able to take care of the roles of the woman, like he can take care of the kids at home as I go out and get this provision.
So you're saying,
yeah,
if a man can't provide,
yes,
cannot provide,
yes,
the woman ought to.
There's need for unity and coherence because now we are in the aspect of the marriage. So because of unity and understanding, we work together to ensure that there's success. Until you bring yourself back to your feet, then me as the woman, I can allow me to go out there and also do that which is in my hands.
All right.
Yes.
Which is very true. Which is very true. I want to start by saying a story of a man that I love in the Bible. This man is called Adam.
Okay.
Adam, before Eve came, was a gardener, was a tiller of the ground, an agricultural man. When Eve came, he still went on doing what he did. And when it comes to provision, a man should play a role. But coming back to where we started from, a man together with this woman, and now they are married, they become one. And that is an aspect that we need to stick with and to be with. Why? Because when a man fails to provide, like the basic needs and everything that is needed in the house, the woman can help. But helping does not make the woman superior, or does not make the woman now complain.
Who becomes superior if the woman is the one that provides for a majority of the things in the house? Who becomes superior between the man and the woman?
It comes back to the mind. It comes back to the mind.
Mind.
Who is the mind of the house? And if the mind of the house is the man, then the woman will still remain at her position of submission.
And if the mind of the house is the woman? Because there's some men who cannot think.
Then that is not a marriage.
No, Prince,
that is not a marriage.
Let's help people here. You're saying that's not a marriage, but I'm asking this. There's some men who, a majority of their ideas come from their wives. A majority of their business ideas come from their wife. Even if they failed, the ideas come from their wife. Bibi wanamwambia wachana na hii, fanya biashara.
Yes.
Fanya hii.
Yes.
Wachana na hii pesa, chukua hii pesa. Usichukue hii loan, wachana na hii loan. Usichukue hii pesa, chukua hii pesa. A majority of the things that come into that house
from the wife.
From the wife. In fact, it is the wife that helped build that house. Kama sio bibi, hiyo nyumba ingeanguka. What about that?
It does not mean that she is superior. it means she's also helping the king make the kingdom. It just means that these people have found a place where, like my sister was saying, they are coherent. They have found a place where they are bearing are now together. She knows that my husband is weak in this area, but I want to cover his area, his weakness, by me providing and making him still lead.
So if the man cannot provide, the woman can chip in at and this woman ought not to complain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Esther, you agree with that?
I agree with that.
I want you as a woman to speak to your fellow women that are complaining, huyu mwanaume haleti pesa nyumbani.
Yeah. I think I appreciate that part. It's happening, and we can't deny that fact. That is the truth. That currently some men are shying away, and not shying away because we understand also that life has become hard. Employment opportunities are also limited. So the man can find himself in that corner whereby he's not able to provide. And now it goes back to the aspect of the love. You as a husband, how much do you love this wife? How much do you love me as your wife, so that when I know that you find yourself in the moment that you can't provide, I can cover up?
All right.
Now that is where now your love, the coherent, the love that you provide to me, now will be able to make me step in and make this marriage successful.
For example, there is a couple that I know, a friend of mine, I won't mention names, but this is a couple that the man was the provider, everything, but he got into a greasy accident, lost all his arms and lost his legs.
Wow.
And the man is still in the house. He cannot do anything. He has not been raised like that. He knows that he can do things with the hands and do things.
But now he doesn't.
But now he cannot. But the wife is there for that man with everything. In fact, whenever you need anything, even the wife will tell you, go ask daddy.
I want us to take a look at the comments that have been posted on our Facebook page. I'm seeing Dazli KE. You can bring it up. This is Dazli KE. Provisions of basic needs. That is the role of a man. Ras Bashir Were Busia anasema, I'm watching live from Outer 40 Jesus Busia. Providing basic needs is the role of the man. Mash Wawairimo anasema, doing whatever he's capable of to the family. That's a very strong one. Doing whatever he is capable of. All
Very
right.
important.
Jose is saying, count me in, but I have no idea the role of a man. Jose.
There are some others.
There's someone, oh, right. This is Samuel Wood Amani. He's saying, as usual, I'm locked in. Thank you so much, Samuel. Asante sana. Live from Sinaga, Massive. Sinaga. Where is Sinaga? Sinaga is it?
In Siaya County.
In Siaya County, yes. Oh, hata amenika hapo. In Siaya County, the role of a man in marriage is protection, affection, and stability. Social, economic, financial protection. A man is the head of a home. Okay.
And the many emojis.
And the many emojis there. So I don't know if that's a sentence or something. Newton McConnell is saying the role of a man is to supervise what the wife manages in the family. Watching live from Eldoret. I'm loving the show. Thanks so much, Newton McConnell. Boniface Bontix is saying this should not even be discussed. Biblically, men are the heads, leading from all sides. Socially, men are still heads. They are responsible in all ways. Environmentally, men are caretakers, taking care of their marriages. Let's accept this once and for all. Live from Kakamega. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if you guys agree. Maybe I can give you time to respond to these comments that we have just read.
Yeah.
Esther, do you have comments on that?
Yeah, I think I agree. I agree that still the responsibility is bestowed upon the man.
Okay.
And so to make it successful, let the man have mentors, let a man rely on God, trust in the Lord, and lead not on his own understanding.
All right. You have a comment on the...
I want to say thank you guys for commenting. I want to... there is not the other one.
This one.
There is another guy who has commented, yes,
this one.
Doing whatever he is capable of
to the family.
To the family. This is very important. A man is not only a man because of financial ability. A man is a man when the ideas in that man's mind can sustain, bind that family, hold that family, put that family together, and seal every crack whether financially, materially, socially, in every other area. Doing whatever you can do as a man to make sure the family holds together. That is what we call a man.
Now, let's talk about one comment that was posted on that page, that it is the role of a man to supervise the woman.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah? Please, we'll check it. Please is laughing.
I was running away from that thing.
Now, I'm wondering, and you guys should let me understand this.
Okay.
Is it the role of a man to supervise the wife? Is it
I
one of
don't
the
think-
roles?
I don't think supervisory is the term to be used in this aspect. It should be leadership. Let's talk of leadership.
That's right.
So
Not
as a-
supervisor.
Not a supervisor. Supervisor, now we are going to the corporate world. It's now no longer marriage.
It's no longer.
Now we are going to take it away. If we have to discuss the supervisory angle of it, then we are going to the corporate world. But if we have to stick to our topic now, then we are going to talk about a leader. We're going to talk about a father or fatherly, a source.
The role of a man is to supervise what the wife manages in a family. I'm saying what the wife has managed.
Yeah.
Umempatia pesa,
Yeah.
supervise ametumia pesa vipi.
Aje.
Unakuja jioni na muuliza, nilikupatia 1,000.
Yes.
Ulinunua nini? Kwa nini ulinunua hii?
Yeah.
Kwa nini umefanya hii? Let's call a spade a spade. These things are happening.
Yeah.
There are men that are
Very
supervising
true.
women there.
Yes, they are men.
Huh?
No, let me not say men.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I will put men in danger.
Yeah.
There are boys who are supervising women out there.
A boy that is married.
Yes, boys are married out
Okay.
here. And that's why we have a lot of problems. But when a man is married out there, men do not supervise. Men do not. Men work together. They have a value called teamwork makes dream work. They teamwork together and they work together. But boys,
So should no mambo ya kusupervise amefanya nini kwa nyumba, wapi, sangapi?
No.
No.
please.
So men that are doing that should stop.
Please, they man
they
up
need
and
to
style up.
If they have to make this marriage successful,
Yeah.
then they'll have to stop that.
Uko wapi?
Yeah.
Nimekupiga simu. When I call you, you did not pick up. Where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing there?
Yeah.
It's
So that is lack
insecurity.
of trust. Now the element of trust has gone away. And maybe why do you lack trust to that extent?
See,
Don't
the man
you
is saying that I'm the head of this family and I must
Yeah.
know where you are. I must know what you're doing. What is wrong
Supervisory.
with that? Yes, well, I'm supervising. I'm the head.
You know, when a man gets to that level, it means that even he himself is not even sure
Yeah.
of the kind of love that he's giving to the wife. But a man who is giving true love to the wife and has given that eros love, that philios, that agape all together, put all those loves together and given the woman, will never even ask, where are you? In fact, the woman is the one who will ask, where are you? Because
All right. Let's move to something else. Sawa. Men outside there, go stop supervising your wife. Yo wachia watu wa ofisi. Yeah?
Yes.
Ati yako wapi unafanya
Managerial.
nini? Nilikupatia 1,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you do?
Account for it.
Account for the money I gave you.
Nah.
Achana.
Nah.
Now, I want to touch on an area that I know someone watching today will laugh.
Okay.
Cooking.
Yes.
Is it the role of a man to cook? Should a man cook?
Oh.
You mentioned love.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned love.
Oh, sweet.
And one part of love that women understand, based on the reading that I've done and the little research that I have done, that I know so far, is one act of love is service. Women love acts of service. Right?
Yes.
Don't know if you agree with that.
I agree with that.
Let's talk about cooking.
Yes.
What if a man is not interested in going to the kitchen
Yeah.
to cook?
Yeah.
Because the woman is like, oh, you know, there's some women who like, it is so romantic. I
Yeah.
want to wake up in the morning, find breakfast in bed from my man.
Yeah.
Lakini mwanaume, ajui.
Yeah, I think I agree and I support, yes, why not? If the man can cook, why not?
If you can't,
If he can't, then we can agree on how we can, because people have to eat in this household.
yes.
Yeah, so if he can't, maybe there are other things you can do better. Why do I have to force you to cook? So that is when
Correct.
now we come, when the Bible says that For God created the man and woman, and for this reason, the man leaves his father and mother and come together to be with his wife, and they become one body. When you become one body, you operate as an individual, as an entity. So this entity means that you can do anything just to ensure that we move together in this entity. So then he can. Why not?
If the man cannot cook,
yes,
leave him alone.
Leave him alone. There's something he can do better. Why pressurize him to die in the kitchen?
I agree.
Yeah, you won't
and burn himself in the kitchen just in the name of pleasing you.
Pleasing you.
Yeah.
There are men who are romantic out there in many ways.
Yeah.
I love cooking myself, and oh my goodness, I love it. And my family loves it when I'm doing the cooking. Why? It's a way. But if you cannot do it, like my sister has said here, you can't do any other thing that is bringing the family together. And the wife or the woman should not complain that this man is not doing cooking.
Do you know you're really making someone happy today? There's some men watching you.
No, okay, I think I would also appreciate in the part, as I said, he can cook, and because of the love and understanding, maybe I'm not in a position to cook. Okay, maybe you said from the aspect that there are women or ladies who find it romantic when the man or her husband cooks. Well and good, that is there. But what if maybe I can't cook? Maybe I'm not physically in a position to cook, or what, something has happened. That is when now the coherency comes. As a man, you love me that much. If you can't cook, then can we get someone who can help us with the cooking? And have no problem with that food that has been cooked by someone. Or me, as your woman, I should have no problem with that food that has been cooked, just to ensure that we are moving on together. But nobody should die because he's forcing himself to do something that he really can't, honestly, he can't do it.
I like that word she's using. And nobody should die. You know, it has gone all over because of this lady who was called, I don't know her name, but she sang this song, Ekueme. And out of that, a lot of words have been like, hashtag, don't die in marriage. Hashtag, if it cannot work.
Because I'm looking at some women who are saying, you know what, I'm going to work, you're going to work. I'm tired, you're tired. We are both married to each other and we are coming to the same house. No one has been in that house for a very long time. So why should I struggle to cook, yet tumetoka sote kazini pamoja?
It means, you know, for that to get there, it means that these people have no good fellowship together. Because even before they were married, this lady was doing something. And this man was doing something. When they were dating, even when they are tired, they could even spend some more time to please each other, either in cooking or in doing 1, 2 stuff. Now that you're married, is when now you are more tired than the way it was before? No. Stick to the pattern. Men are always very, they stick to the pattern you gave them at first. They stick to it. So if you came in my house and I saw you cook and you cooked so well, even when you're tired, dear.
No, I don't think since you shall bring, I really don't support.
I will expect you to, unless you let me know why you are not. And I will understand. But in my mind, I will be like, the food of my wife is the best food, better than any other restaurant I've ever.
You agree with that, Esther?
I agree, but I really don't bring it in the aspect that you force it. It should not be forceful.
Yeah, it's not forced.
There is the element of the responsibility of the man and to satisfy the needs of the woman. So if the need of the woman is maybe cooking and you don't know how to cook, go there and even let it burn. But at least she will see the effort was there, that you tried to show her that love. So I think all things should be...
Not burn, right? You see... No, you see, they will cooperate. They will cooperate. If I cannot cook, I will help you do the dishes. I'll help you cut the nyanya.
What if I don't do the... All right, let's move on. I want to ask you to have a final word. There's so many things that we can't talk about, but because of time we cannot. Let me give you time to have final comments, 10 seconds each. Talk to men watching you today about their role in terms of ensuring that their marriages are responsible. Timothy, nianza na nani? Esther. Esther, I'm starting with you. Final comments. Talk to men watching you today.
Thank you very much. I would just encourage men outside there. This responsibility to make this marriage work is on you. You love this woman from the first moment. And this is the same woman you are with all the way. If she's brought forth children, glory be to God. So continue to love this woman. Continue to provide for her. Continue to satisfy her need. Even a mad woman will reciprocate in the best way to ensure that your love is felt by you and also the society. And even if it calls for you protecting her even against your family, then do so. Why not? So that your marriage becomes successful.
All right.
That is all I would say.
Thank you so much,
As you seek
Esther.
counsel from the Lord. Thank you.
Asante sana. That is Esther Henga, a minister, a counselor, and a psychologist, also a humanitarian worker. Thank you so much, Esther. And of course, final word from Apostle Prince. Talk to men watching you today.
Men out there, I want to say you are a lion, you are a king, you are a role model, you are everything that woman is looking for. I want to say this. Love your wife to an extent that she will not have any other man to fit in that mind. Love her and treat her as a queen, an angel, a $30, a 30 euro bond, a 30 tingly. Everything that you can give that woman, do it to her to an extent that she will never ever think of any other person. Why? Because when you have that man or that woman as your wife, listen, she is more important than your mother, than your father, than your brothers and sisters, than any other achievement. Your family comes first.
Thank you. That's Apostle Prince Isaac, lead pastor RWEMI in Ruiru. And of course, we bring this conversation to a close with a quote of the day. Bring it up. This is by Tony Gaskins, and he said, and I quote, that a man's success is measured by what his wife and children say about him. Money and accomplishments mean nothing if you let your home fail. Do you agree with that?
Oh,
My name is Ram Aguko. That brings us to the end of this discussion. Thank you so much, Prince Isaac and Esther Henga. Asante Nisana. This is Power Talk. Have a good one.